Happy almost 4th of July. Glad to be back from break. Excited to be working with you in the coming weeks into the later half of August into the fall. It's going to be a great trading season this year. If you're watching this video on YouTube later on, you may or may not know the spiel. We believe markets are essentially governed by time. And timing is a large component that's ignored by many customers and sort of discarded, left on the side of the road. And so one of the ways that we use to prove that the software works is by giving out the times and directions in advance prior to the webinar. And I actually have a copy of the sheet that we gave access to anyone who was looking at the times this week. And essentially, we come back together after the 2 days are up and analyze what happened to see if there was any kind of aid, statistical advantage in determining what direction the markets would move. Now, this is kind of voodoo for a lot of people. They don't think it'll work. They don't think it has any kind of relevance. They think there's some type of a scam involved. But in essence, it's the thing we've been doing for over 15 years now, where on Tuesday, we send out market predictions for Wednesday and Thursday. Only this week, there is no Thursday. So on Monday, we sent them out for Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you were participating in that, taking a trial this week, then you'll actually see we gave out the dates 1 day early today for Tuesday and for Wednesday. And it's important we do this even with breaks and holidays, because some people are going to watch this over the long weekend and see how did we do. The program outputs charts that give us some indication as to what to expect moving forward into the day itself. And so in a moment, we're going to take a look and compare what actually took place at the times we were waiting for in comparison to what we were expecting to see on some of the most popular markets that we have available to us. This works if you're looking on futures markets, forex, equities. People use this for options as well. Knowing the times on the lowest of time frames, 1 minute, 30-second charts, analyzing charts as large as daily and weekly charts to see what can we expect directionally. And in essence, this chart has been available for 3 days now. And it was published, it's unaltered, it can't be manipulated. It has a chain of custody on our web server to show that this conglomeration of pixels, this configuration of times and colors was indelibly published before the market opened. And what it proposes is essentially a schedule of sorts. So everywhere you see a blue line on the top of this histogram represents evidence. This is evidence of a statistically relevant behavior pattern. Something keeps happening at these times lately in this market on this time frame. So in the E-mini S&P 3-minute chart, 403, 706, 8 o'clock, 1024, 1054, etc., These are times that unknowingly are waiting for you, were waiting for you today as moments of selling pressure. They only exist because it happened over and over again lately. They're not black box in any sense. We could probably sit down and find out why they existed manually using a legal pad and a pencil. But the software has discovered that lately, these times drive markets down. This is where selling tends to come in. And then all of these times on the bottom of the chart represent the opposite behavior pattern. There is a behavior pattern in play that states 530, 727, 854, and so on. The markets tend to get pushed higher. So 12,000 plus lines of code set loose on thousands of historical data bars gives us an analysis 3 days before this market opens in terms of what to expect in the future. Now, here's the weird part. I'm going to take this and blow it up. And what you'll see are that the times match. You scoot this over. Just so you know that there are no shenanigans here. 1033, 1033, 1054, 1054, 1112, and 1112, 1157, and so on. So coming out the gate, we've prepared an experiment without the possibility of manipulation. We've removed all possibilities of manipulation from the onset. Why is this important? Well, it's important for first reasons because most traders have been screwed, blued, and tattooed by the massive marketing machine, the influencer culture, the guru club prior to finding us. They have used every electronic sleight of hand available to them to convince most traders that their way is the right way, their method is the true method, their perch atop the mountain renders them the guru, capital T, capital G. And so my partner and I, 15 years ago, decided if we ever did webinars, we wanted there to be no question, no doubt, no possibility of us contriving, manipulating, fabricating the results. So I want you to think about this before we continue. Before this market opened, we had a time map of ups and downs. It was locked in, every pixel, every time, every color, incapable of change. And we waited 48 hours for the market to open, and we watched what happened at those times. Now, if the premise of the experiment is true, this should be a pretty cool review right now. If it's false and I'm trying to jerk your gherkin, then I'm going to have a really hard time in the next few minutes convincing you that this is real. These are the signals from the open of the European market to the close of today's American market. And so I want to just do a cursory examination with you. Cursory meaning just sort of a top level, light touch, and just kind of draw some lines here where the moves were expected coming into the US lunchtime. And then this afternoon, I'll fix that line in a second. We'll look at the 3-minute and the 5-minute. the E-mini S&P is one of the most popularly requested markets in our Parthenon of potential analyses. So the question I want to ask is sort of this. These times were known about for 2 days prior to the open today. And now this is what happened at those times 2 days after we published the buy and sell times. I shouldn't have anything else to say. I would think this was self-explanatory. I feel like, Phil, I shouldn't have anything left to convince you of, insofar as if we just look and see which times opened and closed higher when they were expected to be buy signals. Every single one of them today did. Meaning, if you just blindly bought at 5:30 and exited at 7, you made a point. If you blindly bought at 7:27 and exited at 8 o'clock, you made 3 ticks. If you blindly bought at 8:54 and sold by 10:24, you made $11.50. $3, $4, $6, $3.50. That's pretty amazeballs. So I'm going to put the winners up on top. Now, if we just blindly sold at the blue times from 7:06 to 7:27, that was $3. If we blindly sold from 8 o'clock, trusting the times until 8:54, we made over $7. If we blindly sold from 10:24 to 10:33, you finished with 3 ticks. Here's the first loser. If you sold from 10:54 and exited by 11:12, you lost 6 ticks. If you sold at 11:57 and exited by 12:09, you lost 6 ticks. If you sold at 12:30 and you exited by 12:51, you made back 5 ticks. What's the explanation for this? How is this possible? What's going on here? What's going on is that the people who control the markets manipulate the markets. Watch. JP Morgan, market manipulation. U.S. Department of Justice. We don't even have to look very far. Convicted of fraud, attempted price manipulation, and spoofing in a multi-year market manipulation scheme. JP Morgan is the largest of the institutions. That's not just the first one. Here's another one. Almost $1 billion for manipulating the markets. This guy is going to jail for prolific spoofing. Now, how many of you believe, let me ask you this. How many of you believe this is the only guy in the entire organization who manipulated the markets in the entirety of JP Morgan and nobody else knew about it? Do you believe that? Or how many of you believe that this guy was the scapegoat. Bill, we're going to need you to take one for the team. We're going to take care of your wife and 3 kids. You're going to a good place. We've got people on the inside. Leave a list of your favorite foods. When you come out, it's going to be great. Which one of those feels like more of a possibility to you? Because it's been happening. This is a different iteration. US says 3 from a bank decided to cheat with spoof trades. Defense says orders were genuine and didn't manipulate prices. It keeps happening over and over and over again. Now, the market that they cited in their prosecution was gold futures. And how many of you think that as soon as the guy was arrested that it stopped? It did not stop. Here's what happened at the times we published for gold futures 2 days ago. Time is an important factor with market movements. Here's what happened yesterday at the times we published in advance for gold futures. Does it look like somebody was sitting there waiting to push the button again at a lot of these moves? And it's not just a 2-day window. As far back as we go, we see evidence of these people waiting for a certain time to push the button and go. And it happens every day. We can look at it on a small time frame like the 5-minute chart. We can look for evidence of it on the largest of time frames, a 60-minute, a daily, or a weekly. And in the summary, we'll see that somebody somewhere is waiting to hit the button like they usually do at a certain time. Hello, JP Morgan. Hello, JP Morgan. Hello, guy who took jail guy's place. Hello, guy who didn't go to jail. Hello, guy who keeps hitting the button for the guy who did go to jail. Hello, stop run guy at JP Morgan. They're still doing it. They haven't stopped. They're not going to stop. Every week we publish the times in advance for the upcoming days for the E-mini S&P on a daily chart. If you go back and watch my webinars, you'll see that I have the times in the future for these markets. And I wanted you to see what we were waiting for on August 1st. We've been waiting for July 1st. I've been waiting for this signal since the last webinar I gave 3 weeks ago. The signal before that was a sell signal. We consolidated, we end up right back where we started, and now up into a brand new high. Just like the buy signal on June 5th, just like the buy signal on May 31st, like the one on April 24th. This one was only several days long right here. And so we begin to see, as an options investor perhaps, that maybe looking for calls and puts around these days are important as well. If you follow me in social media, on my Instagram page, on my YouTube Shorts page, I warned everybody. I told them how high Tesla was going. You can go back and verify it for yourself. It's a published recording. And I told everyone what was going to happen to Tesla between June 1st and July 1st. I warned everybody. I said it's setting up for the push. There's a 1-month window, and sure enough, what did Chuckle Pants do? How many of you know why Tesla popped up today in the last few days? This is what I hear. He joked about taking it private again. I can't find the article. And when he joked about it, it went straight up. These people are all insider traders. Can you use this on the VIX? Absolutely, Jerry. You can predict what the VIX is expected to do using that. I also put this on a Bitcoin chart. And in my Bitcoin analysis, I warned people. I said, hey, this buy signal on June 9th didn't work out. They were supposed to buy and they let it drop. Sell your positions, or if you have a futures contract version for Bitcoin, sell it on the 22nd until July 12th. This is documented history. No guru shenanigans. So when we're looking at these signals and we're analyzing what's taking place, we're coming at it with a confidence, right? We're coming at it with a confidence because of the way we observe the known trading universe. I'll just let you look at the 1 minute NASDAQ chart today. Now, on the page that I published, I told people there were some rules we could follow if they didn't have a trading plan. Michael, what do we do with these times? Well, I even offered guidance on those times in advance. We'll be using this guidebook to interpret the signals. We'll also be showing how the signals can be traded using one of two simple entry rules called signal with trend or the puncture trade. And I put a link to a video right here. I then said we're going to use a 1.5 average true range volatility stop with a 7-period ATR. Well, what does that mean? It means on this chart, we have a 120-period moving average, just like we said on the web page that you had before the market opened. It means our stop is 1.5 times the average true range at the moment of the signal. So if the true range is 20 ticks, our stop is 30 ticks from the candle. If the true range is 5 ticks, then we're 2.5 ticks or 3 ticks from the candle. If the true range is 40 ticks, then we're 60 ticks away from the candle. As the market volatility increases, the potential for profits increase, but so does the risk required. Okay, so now looking at this from the open forward, follow me, will you? 923, we're below the moving average. This candle closes above. We enter as it crosses over and exit by the sell signal at 933 for 19 points, $19. Our stop goes 1 tick under the candle that crosses over the moving average. Signal with trend. 937, at the close of the candle, we enter and we exit by 949. 956, we enter. Just before the report at 10 o'clock, we can leave break even. If you don't leave break even, it hits the stop. We enter at 10:07, we exit by 10:17. We enter at 10:35, we exit at 10:49. We enter at 10:55, we exit with a loss at 11:03. We enter at 11:12. We exit at 11:16. We enter at 11:23. We exit at 11:25. You see where I'm going with this? The getting in part's not so hard, right? The getting in part is not so hard. It's how long do I hold this trade? Because most traders, what? Get out too early. So by lunchtime, you had 28, 38, 58, 61, 71, 77, 78, 81, 101, $108. 108 minus 30 is 78, minus 6 is 72. So right here, you are plus 72 hypothetical dollars on the NQ, and it's $20 per contract per point. So that's approximately $1,400 net, hypothetical. But here's the thing. Most traders aren't holding it from 10:35 until 10:49. They're getting out as soon as there's a pullback right here. Knowing the times in advance allows us to know, hey, my stop is here and I'm not moving it because it's supposed to work now or it's not, right? Number two, when it gets in, I know how long this move has to last. And so you speak to that part of your mind that screams at you, get out, get out, get out, get out now, get out now. No. The guys who go to jail, who work for the companies that get fined $1 billion, have a 15-minute window. The guys at 11:49 have a window of time. They have a window of time that they're cheating. I'm going to cheat when they cheat. And so to be able to come here with you and show you these results, here's the European session. If you sold it when the market was falling and you shorted from here to here, and you shorted from here to here, and from here to here, and there to there, and from here to here, you can see in the entirety of all of those signals, you're making more money than you're losing. Any questions about that? Because we're looking at predictive signals, we already have the times in advance for the future. Let me see if I can find a good screenshot for that. Because we're following these signals, I already have the times for when the market is open next. If this was a normal week, I would have those times for Thursday. I would have them for Friday. You would have them for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. You would have the times already locked in stone, never going to change, never update, never repaint, disappear, reappear. Because of this. They don't lose. They don't like to lose. And the best way to not lose is control the game. I love, love, love this slide. I catch myself. I still make mistakes after 15 years. Those emotions are so powerful. Where can I see the posted predictive signals? Ramakaran, Dave's going to reach out to you and help you connect to that. Dave, can you reach out to him and make sure he gets that? But you're kind of seeing them today. So asking if you could see them again is sort of like asking for another free trial or another miracle. I will now make this man see. He was blind. He can see. Can you do it again? My wife didn't see it the first time. That's how I feel every week that I come here. Can you make this guy see? I think that first guy only had glaucoma. Our customers watch these times that the markets are likely to move. And they trade when these guys trade. And so we put you in this very sleek, very well-designed, engineered algorithm where we can now look at these markets and analyze, where's the price of oil going to go? What are the times that I'm expecting oil to rise and to fall? So Ramakaran, watch, just so you see, on Tuesday, these are the times for oil. They were added 3 days ago. Can you see that? Screencast can't lie. Screencast is a third-party program. It says, hey, this lady Rachel updated these times 3 days ago. Will you acknowledge that that happened? Okay, you don't have to say it out loud. I don't want to embarrass you. And then when we look at what happened, 9:15, 9:15, 8:54, 8:54, 4:15, 4:15. This is what happened in oil. At the times. I don't know what more I have to prove or why anyone has to see anything else other than you were trained by an industry to ask for it. You guys got a free trial? We sure do. Come on in. Hey, I know this is a free trial. How did I spend so much money with a free trial? These were the times for the E-mini S&P 5-minute chart for today. This is the most traded market by futures traders. It's the most asked for time frame by customers. How do we trade this chart? Oh no, I know you know. I know you know. I know you have. I'll just go by the rules that we gave everybody. Ready? Enter long at 5:30 with a stop just below the white line. Exit when the banks exit at 7:05 with 4 ticks. 7:05 is a selling pressure time. It doesn't puncture the blue line. It comes down, it comes down, it comes down. Right here, we enter when it closes below the moving average with a stop just above this candle, which it hits minus $1. It closes again below the moving average. We enter with a stop just above that candle, and we exit by 8:30. We get 3 of those ticks back. 8:30, it does not puncture the white line. It comes up, it comes up, it closes at 9:35 above the moving average. Large risk, but the rules don't care. Stop below this candle, exit by 10:25, plus 7 ticks. Enter at 10:55, exit at 12 o'clock, plus $6. It punctures through the blue line. My stop goes below the puncture candle. I exit 1/4 point or 1 tick in the negative. I enter at 12:45 and I exit when the market closes, plus $6. 13 $15, $16, 15, let's call it $14 total on the day. That is $500, $700 hypothetical per contract. So we come back to this question of timing. For 15 years, we've brought people to this moment of reckoning and asked them to look at what their eyes are telling them, to acknowledge something weird is going on in the world. Can we acknowledge that it's not the way it's supposed to be? Can we acknowledge today that there's strange things that never get answered? Questions that the world looks at and says, hey, that's really weird what happens. And someone says, nothing to see here, keep moving. Like, hey, how come every time Elon Musk says something on his Twitter, the stock price goes up and he never goes to jail? Is it maybe because he launches the military's satellites into space and they have to do what he says and not make him get in trouble? Hey, how come Bill Gates was on the Lolita Express with Jeffrey Epstein like 18 times, and even his wife who left him said that it was kind of creepy how much time they spent together, and we let him do all these things like buy all the stuff in the world and the farmland and things like that? How come we never investigated that? And where did Jeffrey Epstein get all his money? And how come the third tower of the Trade Center fell? And, you know, my father shoots and he says it's impossible to hit a moving president in a car in Dallas, Texas from a book repository with an old rifle that wasn't sighted in. There are all these weird things in the world that we point our fingers at and say, that's not right. But we're kind of powerless to go any deeper into it. We're powerless to do anything, have any control over the situation. This is one of those things where you have power over it. They gave us access to the table. We can come and place buy orders and shorting orders. We can sit there and benefit, cheat essentially, when the other cheaters cheat. There's no other place in the world where that's possible. That's not true. There's one other thing you can do that I read about. There's a new system. Stock traders are literally buying the stocks that people in the Congress and the Senate are buying when they buy it. There's a new ETF, I believe you can join, that trades the stocks that Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi buy and sell. There's a fund you can join that literally invests in the companies that donated the most to the presidential candidates that win. So aside from those things, we give you the software. We teach you the setup, the training, and a worldview based on truth. What we all know and suspect in our gut is real. That this is happening. That this happened today. And it happened yesterday. These are the times from yesterday that we gave you 2 days in advance. If you're watching from a video at home, take a quick screenshot of this, and then right here for Tuesday, publish 3 days before this chart was exposed, and go back and compare and see what happens if I would have bought and sold. bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. How many apex evaluations could you have passed? Right? How much money would they have paid you out if you're a funded prop trader? I don't know of a better solution than cheating when they cheat, buying when they buy, and selling when they sell. They've obviously got the game rigged. No one goes to jail but Bill. And when Bill gets out, he's got a sweet compensation package. I'm sure of it. Other people have gone before you. They've sat in these webinars and asked themselves, is this something I should buy? I highly encourage you to spend some time on our Trustpilot page. We have no abilities to manipulate these reviews. These are actual verified customers, people who've purchased the software. They have receipts. And they've consistently said over and over again, I sat there and I watched the webinar and I didn't believe it either, but when I got going, whoo, whoo. And they keep saying the same things. I defy you to find another company that has this type of legacy. We care more about these reviews than we do about the profits. How much more transparent can we be? Not much more. The program that you need to get, it's an indicator for NinjaTrader. It's on our website at backtothefuturetrading.com. And there's a promo code available to you today. Whoops. No, I just want to go to the website. You go to our product store. It's the first program on the left, TachEon Warp. Click on Learn More. Scroll down to the bottom of the Warp page. When you click on the Buy Now button, you're going to see a pop-up. There's a class that I teach Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've actually brought in some guest teachers last week when I was on break. One of our newest customers, Drew, over the last 3 days of last week, I think he accumulated $1,600 in his trades in his Apex account live in front of everybody. That's something you have access to 9 to 11 Monday, 9 to 11 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you want that, go ahead and add that to your cart. If you don't want it, don't get it. When you get past the purchase agreement, there's a place to put a promo code, WARPOFF, WARPOFF, WARPOFF. No spaces, no capital letters, and when you hit apply, it takes $500 off, drops it down to $24.95. Lifetime license for NinjaTrader. This will work on the free versions of NinjaTrader, the Apex versions of NinjaTrader with your rhythmic data feeds and all that good stuff. Futures, forex, crypto, equities, everything you have a data source for, you can know the times in the future. 15 years we sat down and started, my partner and I, we were engineers. We were looking at markets and saying there has to be a different way. This is too weird. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. People keep telling us different things. What if it's rigged? What if it isn't a market? What if it's a cleverly disguised Black Rock casino? What if JP Morgan took their logo down and put a thinly veiled Bellagio Caesar's Palace icon up instead? What if there really is a man behind the curtain? Well, if there is, we can track them. We can find the patterns and project them forward. And after 15 years, a near perfect Trustpilot score rating, webinar after webinar after webinar, year after year, 15 times 50 a year. Same results. If you're tired of holding the smelly brown end of the stick, if you're tired of someone pointing at you and laughing and saying you'll always be on the outside of this party, watching other people post their payouts on Apex Facebook pages, why not me? You got to change the way you see it. You're believing in a different world. It's not Candyland, it's not Chutes and Ladders, it's Monopoly, the worst kind of Monopoly. Everyone is in on it. Your guy that you love, the one you got a flag with their name or a bumper sticker, he's in on it too. They're all in on it. If you allow yourself that possibility, that short window of time to consider it, and you come at it with those rules, you're going to see, I believe, you're going to see a much different result. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I want to keep it a little early today in anticipation of the break. 4th of July, revolution. Feels like the same seeds, the same embers that were floating around, germinating back then, are circulating, burning, flying around in the air right now. Be careful this year. There'll be tremendous opportunities, super low risk entries, where if you believe and allow the window to let the signal run, you may have what I believe your most profitable quarter ever coming up into November and December and January this year. But keep an open mind, and more importantly, keep steady, be careful. Take care of yourself first. Let everyone else kill themselves out there. And profit. Profit from the chaos, profit from the volatility. I'll be here to help if anyone has any questions. Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, at backtothefuturetrading.com. Take care, everyone. Customers, thank you for your support. I'm back from break. I'm full of wee and vinegar. I got stuff to teach you and show you, opportunities to meet what other customers are doing and share their successes. So stay tuned, watch your Skype groups, watch your emails, watch our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, we're everywhere now. I'm gonna make this your best year ever with us. Take care, have a great day, bye-bye.